Welcome to part 2 of me and RuffledRowlit's top 10 most surprising moments in Pokemon Red and Blue. If you haven't seen part 1, be sure to head to Rowlit's channel so you can find out what moments the first 5 spots went to. The link to part 1 will be in the description below. If you have seen it, then let's dive right into the second half of this list. So we've obtained 7 badges and have returned back to Pallet Town from Cinnabar Island. It seems we've covered the entire map, so where on earth is the 8th gym? Wait a second, I think I vaguely remember there being a gym early on in the game, but it was locked. Well, I guess I might as well check it out again. Wow, what do you know, it's unlocked now, how strange. Let's head on in. Now at this point, we had no idea what to expect. This gym was inaccessible to us at the start of the game, and I don't know about you guys, but I was wondering why for a large part of my first playthrough. To then find out after all this that Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, was also the leader of the Viridian City Gym this whole time was a huge shock to me. Who allowed this to happen?
So one of the most surprising moments in all of Red and Blue has to be the moments where you have to deal with your rival. Now let me explain. Somehow your rival in Red and Blue manages to catch you at the worst times. Always. He always decides to challenge you right when you're at your lowest point, when you're right about to complete the area you're within, or when you have your Pokemon at very low health, and somehow he always ends up fighting you at all the worst times. It truly is surprising, and I really just want to ask, why? Please tell me why, dear Helix. Why is it always in these moments when you're at your lowest point, you have to encounter this foolish man who always gets defeated by you at the end of the day anyways, and he always stands in your way? So I don't know, I have personally always found it surprising that every time I was at my lowest point, I somehow had to encounter my rival who always kind of ruined the day, but at the end of the day, we did defeat him, so at the end of the day, I guess it's a win-win situation.
Now at number 3, we have another moment that has to do with the previously inaccessible area, but the surprise inside was even greater than Giovanni being a gym leader in my opinion. If you were very observant, you might have noticed while in Cerulean City that there was a man standing in front of what looks to be a cave entrance, but you can't get to him because you need Surf. Now even if you do get the Surf HM later on, chances are you're not going to return to Cerulean City afterwards since there's no need to. Even if you do, the man guarding it will tell you that you need to become the league champion in order to get access, which personally made me super curious as to what the cave contained. Now whether you remember this and come back intentionally later on, or you stumble upon the cave again while exploring after beating the game, this cave holds huge surprises. Not only can you encounter extremely powerful and rare Pokemon in here, but if you make it through the maze inside, it will lead you to none other than the legendary Pokemon, Mewtwo. The moment I encountered Mewtwo was definitely one of the biggest surprises in the game for me, but there are still 2 more to go.
Imagine getting all the way to Lavender Town, and then you hear a creepy music start playing. At first you might be a bit spooked, and the first time around you will not really notice much, and you won't be worried as much as you may be once you discover the sinister darkness that looms over Lavender Town. But when you decide to look around town, you may encounter a lot of locals, and when you talk to all of these guys, they'll give you different stories. Some of them will be sad, some of them will just be neutral. But there's one individual in the game that is very interesting, a strange little girl. When you talk to her, she asks you if you believe in ghosts. If you say yes, she'll respond by saying, there are believers. And if you respond by saying no, she will ask you, or rather tell you, okay, I guess that white hand on your shoulder isn't real. Now, I've got to say, this was truly a creepy moment for me, and you can imagine that as a kid, you would have gotten a major surprise out of this actual moment while playing. I personally found this to be very creepy and very weird and quite a surprising moment because up until that point in Red and Blue, you've never really experienced something on that level of darkness and that level of creepiness, so to say. So, a very spooky and very surprising moment indeed.
I think we all know what's going to take the number 1 spot, and this moment is pretty much unanimously agreed upon to be one of the biggest plot twists in the entire franchise. Throughout the game, the player hears a lot about the Pokemon League and the Elite Four. After finally challenging them and defeating the first 3 trainers, I thought, oh wow, here's the last trainer, he looks powerful. Hopefully I can defeat him and finally beat the Elite Four. And Lance even presents himself as the final Elite Four member. However, upon defeating him with your Pokemon extremely weakened, he tells you that there is one more trainer left, the champion. Already shocked, you walk into the final room, and who do you see? None other than your rival, Blue. This was an extraordinarily surprising moment for me, and for millions of other people as well. Not only was it unexpected, but it also adds a plot twist that adds so much value to the story, and in my opinion, definitely deserves to be number 1 on this list. Well, that's it everyone. We have counted down our top 10 most surprising moments in Pokemon Red and Blue. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. Once again, I'd like to thank RuffledRowlit for joining me on this top 10, and be sure to check him out if you haven't already. That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Pokemon content.